This is the Altec 436B Compressor Amplifier. Where this came from, there's a plant in Montgomery, Alabama, and it's a food distribution plant. And years ago, they had a big rack mount system that they used for their intercom system, and they had an Altec tube power amp, tube mixer, and this compressor right here. And I was up there working up there in their attic one day, and they are throwing all of this stuff away. They're just getting rid of all of it. So I asked the maintenance guy, I said, man, you mind if I get that? I want to check it out and see if it works. So we brought it home. We've got it all plugged in here, and we're going through it right now, and it's working fine. It's been sitting in a rack case up. There's a big attic area above the offices, and it's just been sitting up there for, gosh, probably the better part of 2 decades and undisturbed. So it's now still working, and there is other equipment there as well that I'm going to try to get my hands on. But this right now, we're running through it right now. You can crank the input of this thing and get a nice little bit of saturation on these tubes if you want to. You can control essentially your input and output by your volume knob. If you bring that volume knob up, you're going to bring your threshold down. So it's just a simple one knob setup here. You've got a power, and then you've got a little light right here that turns. You can turn this little light. It's not going to do you a whole lot. It's not going to give you a lot of light, but in a dark setting, that might give you just enough to see what you're doing there. And if you really crank this thing, let me bring the volume knob down. And it's going to take a good bit to push the compression on this thing so you can see this compression meter. But we'll show you right here. If you really get an input signal on that thing, you'll get it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, got some nice gain on that. Now, go ahead and bring that back down. Now, that being said, I would recommend a couple things. For one, when you get this, if you're strongly going to consider using this, of course, go ahead and get you some new tubes. Go ahead and replace those tubes. And then the volume pot, it is a little scratchy as you turn it. Now, if you guys are familiar with older equipment like this, that's a very common thing. If you turn that up and down, you're going to get a little scratch. Okay, so now I'm going to be a little bit quieter. We just brought the volume down. You're going to get some scratchiness as you turn that up and down. You're going to get some scratchiness. Once you land where you want it, it'll go away, and you'll have a nice clean signal again. But if you want a nice smooth volume knob, you're just going to have to get that volume pot replaced. That's probably a $10 part. It's really not a big deal at all. If you guys play guitar or anything, you've probably had to replace a few of those on something at some point. So that's it, guys. This thing will be ready to rock and roll when you get there. We've got the wires in the back already spliced in. That's going to come with it. So you'll have an XLR male, an XLR female. So when you get that, all you got to do is plug and play. You just plug it up, hook up, good to go.
And they're Nutric brand.
Nutric. Not top of the line, but not cheap. They're not too bad. They'll do the trick. So, all right, guys.